so the law lingoy so. Slurking, slurping on it. Ye chicken gene, then it's on the man.
So once body, speech, mind, and consciousness, everything completely in a relaxation, and then completely relying to the Guru, and then do the prayers.
Sarah, Tuma Mebane, Nyamaba Tunga Girang, also dreamed in it, Shivana, Sarah, and Sarah, then a dindy over the Danny, Maso Nyambat.
So, of course, that we were born in this samsaric life from beginningless lifetime, and then just over and over, through which that all sorts of obscurations and afflictive emotions that which constantly obscuring ourselves.
You know, there's a control on Jojo, there's a Najar Jojo, what did Nathan do us?
So, of course, somehow we have that kind of nature. For a just small condition, one can instantly be so angry, and for small quality, one can be so prideful.
Also, Pele Tambiji, judging Kangolo, not as a Trisuno, Master. Not many things, not missing out a chimney, something, petrol on the reason.
Like in Tibetan also, that they have a saying that even when we just ask somebody, oh, on your face something pointed his nose, and then one get so angry that, oh, of course, if it's not nose, then what happened, with me?
When the teacher under there's the Kaja don't re married, Migita don't re married, and long control on the grace.
So, similar like that, even just for little mistake of just way of talking and a little different way of just looking, one can be so instantly, give rise to anger.
Penna Kilonda Jano, Kilo de Lanson, Zubolis, New Mindu, Denno, Lanson control on the Sajanshi, what then is over it.
Even sometimes that when we put on these clothes, and then one could not just have a feeling kind of, just appropriate, and then one instantly get angry, and then, tear our clothes and throw down on the ground like that.
When a poor Chanda Luna, Jati did remarried and control on this.
Even just we pour some tea or something in our cup, and it doesn't just happen something wrong, then also instantly get angry.
Then they should have wrong to open and damage to do. There's a tattoo red don't damage some control on this.
And similar like that, that even with the friends, for just a little bit of mistake, one easily get angry.
The control on like the wrong half of matters.
And sometimes even we don't realize that oneself is angry in that way. So that is why one have to just observe or examine one's mind again and again. So whatever sort of daily activity, like just walking or sitting, sleeping, and so forth, in all the cases, if one just watch one's thought and then try to, have some sense of consciousness, then one can help to subdue the afflictive emotions. And even sometimes you guys may get angry when you are just kind of vacuuming or cleaning something just doesn't work. And sometimes even oneself doesn't know that how much oneself is so angry with it. And then, somehow when it doesn't work, then you just become angry and throw it away. Even just in generally that like doors and windows and the kitchen and then the ropes and brooms and so forth also have certain kind of beings. And in that way they also just experience lots of suffering. So that is why all the time that one's body, speech, mind maintaining some sense of that humble and peaceful. Of course, you can examine yourself when just somebody appreciate you and express your little bit of quality, how much you feel happy. And then again, similar like that, a little bit of just kind of scolding happens, and then one immediately get angry. So in this way, if you really examine through it, that there is no real any reason behind it being just so angry or be prideful. So whatever sorts of afflictive emotion may arise, then that accumulating or causing negativities. And we somehow in this world, whatever we may do, that there is no any kind of time where we are not afflicted with all those emotions. So whether you are just kind of male or female, or even just somebody says, "Oh, you look so beautiful," then one thinks, one instantly gives rise to pride. So that to give rise to afflictive emotion just need a tiny bit of condition. So that is why all the time try to examine and watch, and then try to recognize the nature of the emotion and not to just be overruled by the afflictive emotions. And especially that somebody who is your like a family or so forth, it is very important to be very patient. So in case if we don't meditate or practice on patience, of course we may cause lots of harms and problems to others. So in Tibet that there is a kind of person, place, Charung Tseba, that where had lots of fight from just from China. So the whole complete reason for that kind of fight is just a tiny bit of a bread. So that reason is kind of like just looking for one's own kind of tradition, and then one after another just kind of supporting. And that kind of far fight went for almost 12 years. So for just tiny reason, like lots and lots of people just being killed and lose their lives. So that the small reason is like a tiny bit of bread, and then first just happen a kind of quarrel, and then just both the sides have kind of more support, and then in that way happen to be a big fight. So that is mainly because of that pride and then the anger. So that is why one should not be angry for of course no any reason, and try not to be just afflicted with the anger. And that which harms all other being, and then also oneself has to suffer in the endless samsara. So in this way, if we don't examine or watch our mind, then it is possible to happen all sorts of things. So we somehow just to point it out somebody's fault, that is saying, oh, this is not the way to kind of eat or just talk and so forth. It is very easy for us. But we never examine ourselves. So whatever that kind of mistake one might do, one could not really see. So that is why first it is important to recognize or realize one's own mistakes. So if one could kind of purify one's own mistake, then rest everything can be more simple and easy. That even oneself thinking that, oh, I'm just helping the other, and that way when one just started kind of continuously bugging, and then sometimes they give rise to anger, and one cannot really help them. So we are, as a Dharma practitioner, we just really concentrate to work on to just subdue and to purify the afflictive emotions. One never just support to give rise to these afflictive emotions. So right now you guys are here, and it seems like you all are just kind of harmoniously working together. But still, once you go back to the town, then there are so many things. So at that time also one tried to examine one's mind and just control your mind and afflictive emotions, not try to give rise to any of those. And then now we will just do the accumulations of mantra, who is the condensed nature of all the three root deity, the Guru Pama Sambhava's mantra.
Badan Rayala Marmoche, Loven, Gurbe Masambayo, Latine, Wongi Lambare, Pon, Son, Heron, Sion, Wongi Tangirongi de Latine, Rongi, Gosum, Lane, Baton, Devi, Lady Debaton de Dane, Gosum, two and the Legion, Maliba, Toshun, Son, so, the Miba Sejidu, Wongi Lons.
So now it is the time to receive the 4 empowerments from the Guru Pama Sambhava, who is the just root to nature of the one's root teacher, condensed nature of all the Buddha and 3 root deities. And then just have a single-pointed devotion, just receiving the 4 empowerments such as like bath, cigarette and word and the wisdom empowerment. And according to that, then feel and think that all your body, speech, mind and other accumulations of obscurations and negativities are completely purified, and then receive the complete blessing and the just accomplishment.
Me ba tezu mi jene kazu baba tsidina rong so so ke de shen la tong ma to ba tong la ma zhen dong wo de ge rong la ma tim song sem ki so no tong le ma to de ka le ka bo mi tim do ba min rong do ba ka ya ma re den de ji ge ma sem le ki le ne de ngong ne yo.
So just no need to conceptualize or visualize any other things else, just only that the Guru melt into light and then just dissolve into oneself, and then one just one's body, speech, mind just be completely relaxed, and then with the sense of that be the Guru's mind and one's mind, nature mind, just mingle together, and then let it be abiding in that nature.
Rangishyo, Padanta Ilamantum, Sartani, Rona, Duna, Sana, Tuna, Kadijum, Tepa Megite, Jichi, Jendu Janechis.
So that all the time visualizing the glorious Guru, the root of blessing above one's head, and then just do the supplication prayer with the single-pointed devotion and the inclination, whether we are just walking or eating or sleeping, whatever kind of activities we may do.
Tisu mandriba, chanya, zia, dia soni, tene nyamumba nang to kareshe nang, tene tangji ngosa treya jigeni, tene lutuba chis.
So that thinking that all the time, all the glorious, victorious Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, they are constantly watching us, and then whatever sort of afflictive emotions may arise, one just have the shame and also be that insult by others, and thinking in that way, one try to just control the afflictive emotions.
Oh yeah, then it correct.
Take it, So then the Tegel second year, which is the 4th year, have the instruction and teaching, so rest you all can just go back to your places to carry with your practice.
Thank you.